Hi, I'm Jerry with PressureWasher.net, Sirocco Vacuums and Bulldog Pro pressure washers. We get to do fun projects sometimes. This has definitely been a fun project. I do quotes on fancy stuff, don't always get to sell the fancy stuff, but this is an example. This lady that's buying this trailer, her color scheme is green. She wanted green. By golly, we got her Granny Smith candy apple metal flake green for her trailer to match her other trailer, and she'll be showing up in Hollywood cleaning fancy homes up in the LA basin. So anyway, here's the fancy stuff that we did. First of all, we did an enclosure for the engine system to quiet these things down. We've got secondary silencers on these engines. Both engines' exhausts go into one down through the floor into a secondary silencer, so there's no engine exhaust noise outside of the trailer. The vacuum blower has a secondary silencer as well underneath the trailer, so there's no exhaust noise coming from underneath the trailer. The only noise left is the radiated noise off of these engines, and having a cabinetized system like this that's open in the back radiates the noise the other direction, but there's a bank of water tanks back there, so this is ultimately a very quiet trailer, but it has a nice flow-through ventilation system to keep these engines cool. We've got a 12-volt electric fan back here for keeping the air moving, and otherwise life is good. These panels are easily removable for serviceability, but we've got one of the most easy to service engine configurations in the industry, with our belt tensioning in 10 minutes on these vertical version frames, and having a simple small footprint, so they're super easy to service anyway. I mean, you can get to the head of the pump, you can get to oil drains, everything's simple on these systems. We've added an electric fuel pump so that one fuel source, which we'll get to in just a minute, can pump fuel to both engine systems, not a problem. We've got a separate switch for the fan. We've got a separate switch for a nice little work light, okay, which can be pivoted. That's almost 10,000 lumens of light that we're going to put out with that. And this engine system is specific to the performance that she needed and the quiet that they require in nice neighborhoods. So moving right along, with this thing closed, still running, people can be cleaning and nice and quiet. Meanwhile, the heater's over here, heating the water up to 200 degrees, not a problem. If she goes into a parking garage, she's got one of our new heater vents that directs the heat sideways instead of straight up. So instead of setting off fire sprinklers in parking garages, she can avoid those things. And this hood that we've made here is stainless steel. Those will be on my website shortly. This is a 20-inch heater with the SDC burner, the big 12-volt burner, and people that know me understand and know that we make the most reliable 12-volt heaters or any heater systems in the industry. I've got high-voltage igniters out there that are 15, 20, 25 years old, still running on the original igniter. Okay, this heater is set up to give the full 8 gallons a minute to 200 degrees, and she has enough vacuum in that cabinet to run 2 or 3 vacuuming surface cleaners with additional pressure washers next to this machine. She wanted to have hose reels, and she wanted to have hose reels that could face any direction. So we gave her swivel mount hose reels. Not a problem. Face that with the direction that you need it to go. Life is good. No problem. And it's got a locking position, so you can put a padlock on it so nobody can steal them. Simple and sweet. The other one is a pedestal configuration, a little bit different from this one. This one's a side mount configuration. We're going to have these pivoting mounts on our website shortly as well. Something else you can bolt on. This is a side mount version. This one is a pedestal mount version, where you actually get the pedestal that bolts to the side of the trailer and to the bottom of the trailer, so life is good. While you're here, I should show you this water hose has our upgrade swivel This has a low pressure swivel. It's just a low pressure unit, but what it is a specially lubricated quick coupler. It swivels fine at garden hose pressure. What do you want an expensive swivel for? Keep that expensive swivel in your toolbox for the other reel when the other reel needs it in a couple of years. This one, with this configuration with anti-seize on a stainless steel nipple, this O-ring in this quick coupler works fine as a swivel for about a year to a year and a half before you have to change the seal, and the seal is an O-ring. How simple is that? Okay, back to the swiveling feature. That locks right on there really easy. Swiveling feature on this one utilizes another quick coupler set up as a swivel right here. So when this thing pivots, this swivels as well. So we've super simplified the swivel configuration. And again, this one locks into place with a padlock if you like. Otherwise, you just pin it where you like it and keep moving. Okay? She also wanted a 12-volt pump on the trailer someplace so that she could wash tools like the surface cleaner or whatever, or wash hands when she's wrapping things up. But I thought, you know, why don't we make this a little bit more convenient? So as the hose reel, garden hose reel, feeds the water tank with a float valve and all that nice and neat, I decided we'd put a 3-way ball valve on here so we can flip the valve, flip the switch on the little 12-volt pump, and now we have an emergency eye wash station, or for hand washing, or whatever you want to use your water for. Simple and sweet, okay? Just with a flip of the valve, it goes from feeding the water tank to rinsing your hands. Simple as can be. We'll make an anchor for that next before it leaves. We've put the electrical system for our waste tanks on this in an enclosure, real easy to get to, rainproof enclosure right here on the floor, with all the wires going underneath the trailer and up to the front, where I'm going to show you an inverter system that runs all the 115 volts. Also, I want to show you while I'm back here, this is a big sand trap, leaf trap. It's the multifunctional system that can handle sticks and leaves and crap out of rain gutters, or it can handle a whole lot of sand from a parking lot, and it's got the bag hanger so you can hang a nylon mesh bag for trapping the sticks and leaves from the rain gutter, or you can put multiple layers of burlap sacks in here for stopping sticky, gooey stuff like from stripping pavers or something like that. These are very multifunctional tools. Lots of different ways we can add filters, bag filters, socks, oil-philic fibers for catching hydraulic oil, all in the pre-filter chamber. Then we've got the automatic pump out tank, which has our big 30 gallon a minute pump out. That's 30 gallons a minute against the vacuum while it's running, not just, you know, less than that. This also has what we call a last resort tank. So the automatic pump out is supposed to pump out all the water, right? Stop the water from getting to the blower. But sometimes maybe you're doing a back of a restaurant and the area you're trying to clean, when you hit it with water, turns into a soap bath because they've got so much soap spread out on the parking lot. So you end up with foam trying to get through your blower. But wait, this one is connected with the last resort tank. So the slide-in filter in the last resort tank can be sprayed with defoamer. Just a couple ounces will cause this to stop any foam that tries to get through the system for weeks. So instead of dumping gallons of defoamer into some other method of trying to control foam, just ounces is all it takes to get this job done. Also, this last resort tank has a secondary automatic pump out. So if water isn't being pumped out like it should be at the volume that it needs to be pumped out, then the second one kicks on, and both these lines go right across these water tanks into our filtration system. This has our small footprint 44 gallon OWS, which the bottom half is oil-philic fibers, the top half is bag filters. There's 6 doubled no, excuse me, there's 4 doubled bag filters inside this. So there's 8 big bag filters, and they're cleanable mesh bag filters in here. Also, for the extra dirt load capacity of doing parking garages and things like this, we put the adder on top, which has 3 different layers of screens down to 200 microns. So we have cleanable screens and basket filters inside here, along with some oilphilic fibers which will catch sticky stuff, so the sticky stuff doesn't get into the bag filters, which are a little bit more difficult to clean than a silly screen. So we're again making it super easy for you guys to work, go fast, make a lot of money, and worry about cleaning stuff out later. Speaking of cleaning stuff out later, after the water comes through the pre-filtration, stopping all the big silt and sand, we're going through 8 100 square foot cleanable cartridge filters. This thing has a huge dirt load capacity, and when it's time to clean it out, all she's got to do is run water into the OWS, let the pump out, flush out through here and out to the drain lines, which can be quick coupled with cam locks to a vacuum hose, and let the water run out into the landscaping or down a sanitary sewer connection, not onto the street. This is just here for convenience for hookups. It's not for dumping water in the street. Nothing but storm water goes in the storm drain. Anyway, so filtration for reuse. She's got 2 220-gallon tanks here, so she can reuse 440 gallons of water all night long, all day long, and wow, that's huge dirt load capacity. And again, a super quiet unit that you can take out into a neighborhood, recycle for reuse all day long. Wow, she's got some huge opportunities with this. We've got a big stacked fuel tank system here for the gasoline and diesel fuel. These are 22 and 23 gallon tanks with gauges on them. We have a simple mounting bracket with grade 8 bolts and double netted underneath, so it's hard to steal these things. We've put a special enclosure. We built a special enclosure into the tongue of the trailer, so we've got 2 great big 100 amp hour sealed lead acid batteries and 2 big powerful inverters for running all the 115 volts. Plus, these batteries are the power source for everything 12 volts as well. So we're running the heater, we're running the starters for the engines, all the charging systems are feeding this. Plus, this vacuum has a 65 amp alternator, which keeps the charge up for running the automatic pump outs all night long, all day long, whatever you need to do. This hose reel is 200 foot capacity, obviously mounted up out of the way, still low enough she can go into parking garages. This light retracts down so it can get into the parking garages. When she wants to use it like this, she can extend it up. It's also got a locking bracket. What else do you want out of life? This is only a 14-foot trailer. It weighs less than 10,000 pounds full of water. It's quiet. It's going to live 20, 30 years the way we build pump systems, and it's going to be serviceable like nobody else's anything. This is how we roll at pressurewasher.net. Let us build you a hot rod and just get it right.